Good morning. Okay. I've been having some technical issues. Hopefully I have them resolved. So let's take a nice big deep breath. How good does that feel? Reach really long with the arms and then fold halfway down and bring your arms by your side. Now here we want to try to lengthen through our legs. So straighten if you can, and then come back up and sweep the arms all the way up again. Nice and long, reaching to touch the ceiling, and then take it back. So you're trying to push as much of your body weight backwards into the heels, and sweep the arms back up. And one more time, back down. Try to really expand through your shoulders so you're not rounding. The spine stays nice and long, really important. Sweep back up. And bring the arms by your side. You're going to pick up your left knee and circle your foot. Go the other way. And point and flex. Always feels so good for me. Okay, other side. Your feet take a beating. Change directions. Point and flex. Nice. Now you're going to take this right foot up into your hand and sweep the other arm up. Push your foot hard into the hand, but don't let it move. And then do the same on the other side. Little balance challenge, little stretch for the quad. Push the foot into that hand. And then let it go. Step your left foot forward and your right foot back. But both heels are going to be on the floor. Slide down, keep those hips nice and square, and slide back up. You're not rounding the back, you're just oscillating between up and down. Should feel good in the back of that leg. One more, why not? We're here, we might as well do it. Okay, hold it down just for a sec. Hands to the floor. Step back plank. Now you're going to take it to a down dog and then come right back to plank. So you're just moving nice and slow. Let your head just tuck in between the arms when you pull through. Couple more. Such a good way to warm up the side body and shoulders. Couple more. And last one. Now, from your down dog, walk your feet forward. You're going to inhale to a flat back and come all the way back up. Flip the arms, sweep them to the ceiling, and take them down. Now you're going to step your other leg back, left leg back, right foot forward, both heels down on the floor, slide down. And again, you decide how low you go, right? We're just warming up the body and come back up. You want to keep both legs nice and straight. And one last time. You're going to hold it down just for a breath or two. And then step back. You're in your plank again, going between plank and downward facing. Only this time, when you pull back to a down dog, I want you to lift your left leg up. Pull forward to plank. Pull back, lift the right leg up. So we're just adding on a little bit of movement to warm up your glutes and hammies. Couple more. Nice. Now come back to your plank. Step your feet into bear. So they're right under the hips, shoulders over your wrists. Just hold here. Now go to a down dog. And then come right back into your bear. So you're dropping those knees, resting back to that small downward facing dog. Few more. Nice. Now when you're in that small dog, Hold it here. We're going to come up on the toes and then lower the heels. Just keep that going. We're going to spend a lot of the class today down on the floor. A lot of bridging, a lot of arms. Do a few more of these. Come back to your high plank. You might slide those feet a little further back. Just hold. Now, bring those knees under the hips. We're going to do some cat-cows. So you're going to round the back, look at your knees, and then reverse it. Chest comes forward, look up. Keep that going. Sorry, I'm just going to pin this. There we go. So let's keep these cat-cows going. Nice to see you, Anne. So you're giving yourself a huge arch of that back. Maybe drifting the hips backwards a little bit and then reverse it. Chest comes forward. And just keep going between the two. So today we only need 2 sets of weights, no other toys. And we're going to start by doing 20 push-ups. I know we did that last time, so we know we can do it today. So let's get to it. So get into your push-up position and count 20. Make sure you're not dropping your face. Squeeze in those last few. You got this. Okay, push it back. Hips are just over those heels. Open up the knees so you get a nice little stretch through your inner thighs. Let's try to relax those armpits towards the floor. And while you're here, you're going to open the right palm up, lift the arm off the floor, close it and relax. Opposite side, open, lift and reach. And then relax. Just hold your head up. Keep your neck nice and long. And just sort of oscillate from side to side. Keeping the arm long. The reach is the big part of this move to really open up the shoulder blades and your shoulders. Just keep going. You're only lifting the hand a few inches off the floor, but you're really focusing on reaching forward with a long arm. One more on each side. Nice. Now come forward with your hips. You can just put your knees back into that push-up position and now take the hips back and just kind of oscillate between letting the hips come forward and down and backwards. So you're getting hip flexor stretch, side body, your lats. Really good for mobility. Flexibility through your lower back is something that we always want to work on. Make sure when you do these, you're hollowing out your belly. Couple more. Then we're going to flip it around and we're going to start with chest presses, which we're going to feel because we just did those push-ups. Okay, so here we go. Have a seat. Get whatever heavy weights you have. And we're going to lie down. Start out with a regular chest press. So your arms are up, your wrists are neutral, elbows are coming down, and we're touching the floor and pressing them back up. So you go at your own pace. We're going to get quite a few reps in. We're only doing this exercise one time today. So let's make it count. Let's connect the weights at the top when you press up. And keep your neck nice and relaxed with your weights centered over the chest, not your face, when you're pressing them up. Keep going. You have about 8 or 10 more. If you need to alternate, go ahead. That's always a good way to modify. Maybe speed up these last 5 a little bit. Nice. Okay, put those weights down. We are going to come into a bridge and we're going to start with our glutes. So lie down, bring your heels very close to your butt, as close as you can get them. Now roll the pelvis up so you feel the lower back on the floor. Bridge it up by pressing into the heels. So you're pushing away from the earth through the heels. Nice. Now keep your belly actively pressing down and then come back down. Now adding on here, you're going to extend your right leg out. Have it be both thighs at the same height. Now bridge it up through the heel the same way you did when both feet were on the floor. Just hold it at the top and then lower it back down. Put that heel down and just switch legs. So left leg extends out, press up through your heel and hold it at the top. And slowly bring it down and just keep alternating. Leg goes out first. Roll up one vertebrae at a time through that heel, push away from the heel. And take it back down, switch sides. So you're just kind of warming up the body to this movement. Now roll it down. Get onto that left leg with your right leg out. And just keep staying on that side for 5 repetitions. Holding the leg out the whole time. Work as big of a range as you can. You really want to use your heel as the push point to really activate your glute. Okay, 5 good reps on the opposite leg. And it's perfectly normal if you feel a little stronger on one side than the other. Try to keep those toes from being on the floor. Okay, put both heels down, walk them in a little closer, and push up through both heels. So we have our feet hip width apart. I'm going to have you squeeze your knees together and open. Open as far as you can. So you're feeling a little bit of the outer part of the glute. Now pull in, squeeze, activate your inner thighs, and just keep going. We're going to do 5 more, nice and slow. Big squeezes, lots of power. Then we have a little hold with a pulse. Keep actively pulling the stomach down. It's amazing how you can train your body to be stronger without using any weight, just your body weight. Okay, squeeze your knees. Harder. Go up an inch and down an inch. Keep the belly active. Squeeze harder. Now just hold at the top. Hold the squeeze. Make it as strong as you can. And now one vertebrae at a time, lower down. Let's extend both legs out and your arms all the way back behind you. Just for a little stretch here, not long. Okay, bring the arms back by your side. You're going to, from this lying down position, do that little pelvic tilt so you feel the belly working. And then lift the left leg up, straight, all the way up. Without using your hands, try to push it as far back as you can while you keep it straight. Kind of like a PMF stretch. Put it back down slowly. Keep the belly down. Keep your ribs low. Switch sides. Push it back, move it back, move it back. Heel pushes to the ceiling. Nice. Now do it one more time on each side. Make it great. See if you can get that foot going back a little bit more. And then switch. Now, after this one, we're going to give our lower body a bit of a break. Work our triceps. So take that leg down. Roll it up Pilates style. So head lifts. Tuck your chin. Suck in your stomach. Dive it forward between your legs. Hang out here just for a sec. So your lower back gets a little bit of a break after that bridge. Take a few more breaths. Nice. Okay, walk it up. Grab your tricep extension weights. You're going to keep your butt down on the floor, but we're going to get the arms up nice and long, wrists neutral. Now your palms face each other. So let's do a little pelvic tilt so you feel the low back on the floor. Your feet are hip width apart and your legs are bent. Let the arms bend at the elbow. Weights are going to come all the way down to tap each shoulder and then press them back up with control. Lower down slow. Like almost like a 3 to 5 second count. Going up and going down. So slow that you've already sort of activated a little tremble in the back of both these arms. So we're going to combine two exercises, tricep extensions and then chest flies. Make sure you still work the belly. It's a great opportunity to train those muscles to be in. The more you do it, the better they will get at doing them without you being reminded all the time. Okay, keep that nice slow pace. We're going to do about 5 more. And then we're going to start out alternating. We're going to do 1 tricep extension and then 1 fly. You should be able to do the same weight for both of these exercises. So you want to make sure you have enough room to your sides that you can open up your arms without running into any furniture. So let's start these flies. Arms all the way up and long. Open up nice and slow. You got to control this movement and then bring them together. So they're going to come shoulder width apart. Then you bend at the elbow and come back to that kickback. Sorry, extension. So 1 and 1. 1 fly, 1 tricep extension. Now the pace that you go out in your fly is the same pace that you come in. Whatever that pace is, as long as you've got control of those weights when they open up. So you're not letting gravity help you. Do 5 more alternating, and then we're going to just stick with the flies. Keep the elbows. This is really important when you do an extension, that you're not moving your elbows back. You ideally want them to be right on top of the shoulder and just not move. Okay, now we're gonna just stick with these flies. So really control it. Own the pace and be consistent. Squeeze that chest, and we want to keep the weight centered right over the chest and not the face. And let's do about 4 more of these. We're going to come right back to the to the extensions. Keep wanting to call them kickbacks. Hopefully you're starting to feel these. Okay, let's do 8 tricep extensions, nice and slow and in control. Make sure you're not squeezing that grip. You want to try to keep those fingers and hands as loose as you can. Last 3. Okay, you're going to keep these weights and just put them down on your hips. And I want you to walk your feet in a little closer. Roll the pelvis up so you've got that low back on the floor, and then peel up 1 vertebrae at a time. Push up through your heels. Now I want you to walk your feet out so they're wider than hip width, but still on your mat. Let's get the back of the arms off the floor, and you're just using those weights to help challenge this move. So we're going to squeeze the knees in together. Since you've got your feet farther apart, it's a little more challenging. Bigger range of motion is always good though. Now we're going to open them back up. Open them as wide as you can, where you feel still in control. And then squeeze. Now, while you bring them back together, please try not to lower the hips. And then open back out. And then squeeze. Keep them up. Stay nice and strong. We're only going to do this about 5 more times. Make the squeeze as powerful as it can be. And we don't have to do so many. Okay, this is my last one. Squeeze, squeeze, and then lower back down slowly. Let's get rid of the weights. Rock and roll back up. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. We're going to stand up. So get up, grab 1 of your heavy weights. So we're going to hold it right in front of the right leg, close to it. Left hand to your waist, kickstand your left foot. Come down nice and slow, and then back up. Try to pop it up a little bit quicker than when you go down. So push your hips back. Weight the back of the foot and then pop it up. So you're coming down nice and slow, keeping the legs straight, and then come up with force. And remember, we want to try to limit as much as we can how much weight we're putting in this left leg. Spine stays long, we're not rounding the back. We have all day to do that, right? Just kidding, we don't want to do it at all. You always want to think of, how can I make myself taller, right? It's all about posture. Okay, a couple more. I wish I knew that when I was like 10. Last one. And we're going to switch sides. So now you're kickstanding your right foot. Keep this weight really close. A lot of people pull it out in front. You want to keep it close to the body so you feel the challenge, whoops, in your hamstring and your glute. So down with control. You're popping up pretty quick. Whatever you can manage, right? Most important thing here is weight bearing into the left leg. Let's do a few more. Okay, change hands. Pick up your other heavy weight and we're gonna do deadlifts with our feet on the floor to start. So weights out in front, your palms face you. Hips push back, so you start with that little hinge and then take it down, no weight in the toes. And then back up. We're gonna just do these 12 times. Spine long. Of course, I know you're pulling in that stomach, right? Don't let gravity win here. So you should be about halfway, depending on your pace. Keep it going. Once we get through these 12, we're going to do single leg, elevating the leg in the back. Oh my goodness. But not 12, so don't worry. Okay, here's my last one. Okay, now I'm going to have the weights beside me. I'm on my right leg, kickstand the left foot, and then elevate that left foot back behind you. Slowly lower the weights towards the floor, and then come back up. Try to get them as close to the floor as you can without touching. 5 times on this side. And again, you probably can't see, but ideally the weights are on either side of that standing leg foot. So keep them close to the body. Don't let them go way out in front. Move them back. And if you tire, you can just kickstand. That's your modification. I'm going to do one more on this leg. And then switch. How fun is this? Whew. Okay. Always like to do the first one nice and slow, just to kind of test the waters. Okay, 4 to go. This is pretty intense. It's a lot of work for that leg, and it's a lot of balance challenge. Make this last one great. Nice. Okay, we're going to give our fingers and grip a little bit of a break. We're going to come down and plank. So shake out your hands, your arms. I'm going to fold the front of my mat over a little bit so it's a little bit more cushy. Come on down. We're going to do low plank and then switch to sides. So we get all the obliques and all the good stuff going on. So start out, tuck the toes under, knees are down. Now slide back so your elbows are either under the shoulders or a little bit in front. And then elevate off the knees into the low plank. Push your heels towards the back. Your legs are straight. No hanging bellies. Just breathe. Okay, let's get onto the right forearm facing the left side of your room. Sweep your left arm up, stack your feet if you can. Modification is to put your bottom knee on the floor, then lift your top leg. Okay, come back onto both forearms, nice long legs, nice and straight. Really work to get that stomach in. Nice, left forearm facing the right. Sweep your arm up. Five more seconds, hips are nice and high. Okay, back to your low plank with your feet together. Now, hips up a couple of inches, so they're above the back, and then lower to the right. Lift, lower to the left, and lift, and lower, and keep that going. Try not to move your feet. Such a great exercise. Let's do a few more. We got this. Last one. Okay, knees down. Open them wide, walk your forearms all the way back. We get a nice little reprieve, child's pose. Here's a great opportunity to close your eyes and just breathe as much oxygen into the body as you can. Nice job. Okay, come back up. How good did that feel? Okay, we're gonna extend the legs all the way out. We're gonna do a little hip flexor strengthening. Take the feet wide. So they're off the mat. So they got a lot of traveling to do here. So hands are either out to the side or a little bit back, but try not to lean back like this, right? You want to sit up nice and tall with a long spine. Now lift this leg all the way over to the left and then all the way back. And then switch sides. Now while you do this, you're trying to lift the foot as high as you can get it. To be really strong through the stomach to prevent your lower back from rounding or collapsing, right? This is also a lot of core work. Keep that belly hollowing in and keep this going a few more times. Try to get higher. Now they've warmed up a little bit. They might be able to lift a little higher. One more. Nice. Now keep them as wide as you can get them. And we're going to do that dive forward thing. Keep your feet flexed. Walk it out with your spine long. 2 stages of this stretch. So arms out in front, nice and long. Keep inching them without going into spinal flexion. So hopefully just in this position, you're feeling a great stretch. Take a few breaths. Now we're going to round the upper back, let the head go, let your forearms hit the floor. Feeling this a little deeper. Keep pulling your stomach in. Okay, walk it back up. Close the legs. Pilates style with your legs together, your feet are touching. Arms out in front here. Start really long and then C curve. Pull in the belly. Keep the ribs down. Keep your feet connected. We're going to lower slowly till we feel the back hit the floor. Keep your chin tucked and then come right back up. Keep rounding forward. Touch your feet, elbows to the floor. Roll back down. Suck in the belly. You're just going part of the way down until you feel those shoulder blades, and then you're rounding right back up. One more time. Because third time is the charm. Okay, take it all the way down, bend your knees, pull them into the chest. Circle them. Change direction. Okay, only because this is so good for us, I'm gonna have you put a small bend in the legs, you know what's coming. Turn your knees and toes to touch. Arms are on the floor beside you, fingertips only. So you're gonna come off the arms, just the fingers are touching. Now I want you to press your knees down into the floor. Feel all that muscle activation. Now try to press the low back down as well. So two forces fighting to get down. Now, isometrically, heels pull towards the butt. Squeeze your knees. Now let's elevate off the butt and keep all that going on. Just find a way, figure it out. Squeeze harder, harder, and release it. Legs go long. Keep your arms off the floor. Keep your belly down. Pick your right leg up. Straight, like we did previously. Move it as far back as you can. And then lower it back down slowly. Same thing, opposite leg. Lift it up. Push it back. Lower it. Little bend in the knees. Round two. Squeeze them. Push your heels down. Pull them towards you. Butt up. Make the force of the squeeze as powerful as you can. You're hollowing out your belly and your arms are not on the floor, just the fingertips. And release. Right leg up, nice and long. Move it back as far as you can. And then switch. Keep your fingertips on the floor. They don't have to change. We have one more round. Okay, here's your final round. Make it the best. Push down, pull, lift, squeeze. Oh, she's so hard. This is one of the single best things you can do. There's so many good things we can do for our bodies, but this is a good one. This ranks up there. Okay, release it. Pull both knees into the chest. We're going to meet in happy baby. So take hold of the outsides of the feet. Heels push up towards the ceiling. Use your hands to pull your knees towards the floor. Really important here to keep that lower back down. So you should feel that skin on the mat. Now, if you want to add a small, gentle rock side to side, you can. Should be really slow though. You're just sort of savoring that little massage on that back. Okay, bring both legs all the way up towards the ceiling. Get them straight. Point your toes. Now I want you to move your feet forward till you feel your lower back wanting to lift up. Don't let it. So pull the stomach down. Now bend at the knee. Let the feet fall towards your butt. Squeeze your knees. Move your knees a little more forward now. Keep squeezing them. Your feet are off the floor. Your legs have a huge bend in them. And you're just squeezing your knees. Now, pelvic tilt up while you do this. So you got a really good connection of that lower back in the floor. Now, keeping the squeeze, lift the feet back up. Lower the legs even more. So now your legs are straight. Your back is still on the floor. And you're just holding while you press the belly down. And if you're not feeling this, explore your range of motion. Where can you go with this? Where you get that big tremble, big six-pack activation. Keep exploring. Okay, pull the knees in. Whew, that's hard. Open them up nice and wide. You got your hands on your knees. Push the knees forward. Bring them together. So you're making a big circle. Now change the direction. Go the other way. Okay, rock and roll up. We're going to do a pigeon stretch. So you're going to kick those feet back. Meet me in your plank, your high plank. We're going to start with the right leg. So you're going to move your right foot up behind the left hand and start to slowly slide your left leg back so you can lower your hips down onto the mat. So I like to do this in stages too. So I'm going to start with my forearms down on the floor. And I'm trying to lift my right butt cheek off the mat and push my left hip flexor towards the floor as I slowly try to inch that left foot further back. Lots going on here. Now, the easiest way to relax while you do pigeon is to be mindful about your breathing. And if you feel ready, you can slide the arms all the way up, put your forehead down. Just take 6 big, huge breaths. Okay, meet me back on your forearms. Tuck the toes under on the left foot. Lift up onto the hands, step back to your plank. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So left foot behind the right hand, slowly lower down. You're on your forearms to start. Keep trying to inch that right leg backwards. Big deep breaths. Take it all the way down if you like. Okay, let's bring it back up. Boy, that felt good. Back up to your plank, however you get there, and then right to a down dog. We're going to stretch out our calves here. So I want you to bend your right knee, press your left heel towards the floor, and just hold it down. It's probably not getting down because of the distance between the feet and the hands. That gives you an opportunity for a nice stretch. Okay, let's switch feet. Pushing that right heel down. Straightening the right leg. Nice. Now just take baby steps forward with the feet. You're going to inhale to a flat back. Drift your booty back. Walk your fingers forward. Get a nice little tug of war going on. It's a great stretch for your lats, especially after the side plank we did. Okay, unhinge, reach and lift the body tall, sweep your arms to the ceiling. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. We are done. Woohoo!